If you've been struggling through dealing with or recovering from an unhealthy relationship with a narcissist or other toxic personality, the Little Shaman has a catalog of over 500 YouTube videos designed to support your journey from discovery to recovery. You can also find additional resources on the Little Shaman website, including tools, courses, workshops, a support group with weekly meetings, and one-on-one appointments with the Little Shaman that are open to clients worldwide. There's even an AI chatbot built and trained exclusively by the Little Shaman using her work that can answer questions 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. For more information, visit littleshaman.org. You can listen to The Little Shaman wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Hey everybody, it's Shaman Sister Sin, and you're listening to the Meditations and More podcast, brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, the Little Shaman. Before we get started, I just wanted to say that the book I've been working on for a while now, Transrelational Healing, is available on my website. There will be a link in the description of this video below. You can also find it on Amazon, and I hope you find it helpful. Today I wanted to talk to you about something that is very common in narcissistic relationships, and that is the practice of casting pearls before swine. You may not necessarily know what that means or how it applies here, so we can discuss that a little bit. The full quote that we are referencing here is actually found in the Bible, and it reads as follows: "Give not that which is holy unto the dogs, neither cast ye your pearls before swine, lest they trample them under their feet, and turn again and rend you." Though this quote is in the Bible, it is something that applies universally, and what it means is that we should not waste our time giving valuable things to those who cannot recognize or appreciate the value of the things. What do pigs know from jewelry? What do they care? What do dogs understand about what's sacred or what's holy? Nothing. These things might as well have no value if they are given to those who don't value them. That is what this saying means, and there is perhaps no situation where it's more applicable or resonates more than when we're dealing with pathologically narcissistic personalities. You see, what you're offering is very valuable. Your time, your energy, your effort, your compassion, your empathy, your understanding, your love, yourself. Especially in a world where the proliferation of people willing to give these things honestly and truly seems to be ever shrinking, these things are extremely valuable. But they mean nothing to people who don't value them in the first place. Giving valuable things to people who don't or can't value them is the same as throwing these things in the garbage. It really is. We should hold these things as sacred and give them only to people who will truly appreciate and recognize their value. And by the way, this has nothing to do with the actual value of the things being given. Somebody treating them as not valuable does not somehow make them not valuable. As we've stated on this channel before, if somebody finds a $100 bill on the ground, but for some reason they believe that it's only a $1 bill, it doesn't then suddenly just become a $1 bill. It's still a $100 bill worth $100. They just don't know that, and that's their bad. That's their loss. They're not going to get all the value out of that bill that they could have gotten, and that makes them a fool. It doesn't affect the value of the bill at all. It's the same with the situation that we're talking about. If we cast our pearls before swine, we can't expect the pigs to appreciate them. What do they care for pearls? They're going to do as the quote suggests, which is run over the pearls without even noticing in their zest and zeal to attack us. That doesn't make the pearls worthless. It makes the pigs pigs that are doing what pigs do. We have to learn to use our discernment to stop casting our pearls before swine, meaning we have to learn to give appropriately and judiciously to people who recognize the value of what they're being given and can actually appreciate it. Not everybody does, and that's just how it is. Not everybody is worth your energy. Not everybody is worth your investment. They're just not, and there's nothing wrong with recognizing that. Many people are afraid that this somehow means they're being unfairly discriminatory somehow, but there's nothing unfair about saying that someone has proven they will not appreciate what they're being given, and so you've decided not to give to them anymore. It's absolutely healthy and fair to be discriminatory regarding who you will invest in or give parts of yourself to. Anyone who tells you otherwise is not only wrong, but they might have some kind of vested interest in you not having this boundary, and it is a boundary. Think about it like this. If your friend repeatedly loaned somebody money and the person never paid them back, would you say your friend was wrong for not wanting to give them any more money? Of course not. It's exactly the same principle. Now, of course, there are some people who will say those kinds of things. For example, they might say, "Oh, I know he never paid you back ever once a day in life, but it's your brother. He needs help." To them, I would say, "And you can feel free to help him. I'm done." Most of the time in these situations, it's either coming from people who don't have experiences with toxic situations, such as the ones that they're commenting on, or they're making arguments for their own poor boundaries in some kind of similar situation. But just because they give their toxic family member money every time they want it, or whatever the situation is, that doesn't mean that you have to do the same thing, and you don't have to take their comments as facts. They're entitled to their opinion, and you are entitled to do whatever you want in your own life, regardless of what they think about that. See how simple it is? Sometimes people will respond with that they're going to feel bad if they don't do it. I'll feel guilty or I'm going to feel bad. Are you going to feel worse than you will feel if you give this person money again when you really don't want to, and they don't pay you back, and they don't appreciate it, and they just keep asking you? Because probably not, right? The reality is that if we make decisions and choices based on trying to avoid negative emotional experiences, the consequences of those choices might actually be worse than if we had just dealt with the negative emotions. Sometimes they can be much worse. And of course, we're just using money here as an example. We're talking about giving anything, including time, including love, including energy, including wisdom, including help. If we want the value of the things we are giving to be appreciated, that starts with us. You wouldn't just give something valuable away to everybody. You would be discerning. You would be judicious. For example, you wouldn't leave a family heirloom to the child who doesn't value those kind of things. You would give it to the child to whom it would actually matter. That's not just because the heirloom will be valued and cared for in that child's home, but because it would actually mean something to that child. Whereas the other one, bless their heart, doesn't care about that kind of stuff, which is fine. Not everybody does. But it's about figuring out where things do the most good, where they're not just wasted effort or totally unappreciated. That is what not casting pearls before swine means. Giving your sacred gifts to narcissists is completely wasted. It's like giving a toddler a Fabergé egg. Instead of continuing to give to narcissists or to other toxic people and hoping that one day they see the value of it, you recognize the value of it and stop giving these things to people who don't appreciate them, don't recognize their value, and can't even really use them. In the end, that's what it comes down to. How you feel about things, what you want to do, and what you are comfortable with. Don't let anyone else make these decisions for you. Hold your boundaries and your standards, even if people don't like them. It's your life, and nobody's going to live it for you if you don't do it. That means you need to live your life according to what you actually want and how you actually feel. Because in the end, the only person who's going to be unhappy with how it turns out is you if you don't. I hope that clears a few things up for you. As always, I look forward to your comments, questions, and suggestions, so please keep those coming. I take appointments online, over the phone, via text, via messenger, via email, and through Skype for clients worldwide. You can visit littleshaman.org to do that. I teach workshops, seminars, courses, and clinics throughout the year. So if you are interested in seeing what we're running this month, you can visit littleshaman.org to do that. If you're interested in joining our support group with weekly meetings, weekly exclusive content, and more, you can visit littleshaman.org to do that as well. And as I said in the beginning, if you are interested in getting your copy of Transrelational Healing, you can visit littleshaman.org to do that as well. You've been listening to the Meditations and More podcast brought to you by littleshaman.org. That's me, Little Shaman. May the Great Spirit bless you. Have a beautiful day.